This is the chemistry unit 2 observation. I'll be naming all of these molecules. And so start by naming A, finding the functional groups and then separating them into groups and finally naming them. The first A molecule has the first carbon is bonded to a hydroxy molecule, so therefore the functional group of the molecule is an alcohol. And the next step is to separate them by finding the longest chain and all the substitutes. The first part, the longest chain is 6 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And therefore it is hexane 1 old because the hydroxy is bonded to the first carbon in the chain. And then the substitutes are the methydes bonded to the second carbon, the fourth and fifth carbon. So the final name will be 2, 4, 5 dash trimethylhexane dash 1 dash old. And for the second one, it has a carbon triple bond to a carbon, so therefore its functional group will be alkene. And to find the longest chain, which is basically just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we start by the right because alkene is the functional group, and we will start by its position with the lowest in the functional group. And the only substitute in this molecule is the bromo, which is on the fifth carbon, so therefore its name will be 5-bromopent-2-ene. And the third one, which has a carbon bonded to one oxygen, and the carbon is a secondary or more, which is not primary, and therefore the functional group would be ketone. And the longest chain would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and ketone will be placed in the third carbon. The only substitute in this molecule is the fourth methyl, and therefore its name would be 4-methylhexane-3-1, and which is the lowest position it could get for ketone. If you start from the left, it would get 4, but we won't do that because ketone needs to be the lowest one. The fourth one, for this carbon, it is bonded to one oxygen and also one hydroxy group. So this whole molecule is therefore a carboxylic acid, and its longest chain will be 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and because it starts on the right, which is this part, it is 1, and therefore its only two substitutes are 2 methyls on the fourth carbon, and therefore its name is 4,4-dimethylpentanoic acid, which is this whole thing. And for E, which is a line diagram, we could tell that one carbon is bonded to an oxygen at the extreme sides of the chain, and therefore, and it is primary as well because it is bonded to an oxygen and it only has bond to one carbon, and therefore its functional group will be alkyl, and the longest chain will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So the longest chain will be heptane, but since it's because of alkene, it's now named heptanol. And now the only substitute in this molecule is a isoprotein, which is basically this thing, and it is bonded to the third carbon in this molecule. We start from the right because alkyl is on the right and it's the first one, so it's 1, 2, 3, and the isoprotein is bonded to the third carbon, and therefore its name is 3-isoprotein heptanol. For the final one, it has no special bonds except for like the halogens, so therefore its functional group will be alkene, and the rest is just by putting all the halogen substitutes in the beginning of the name. So the longest chain would be 1, 2, 3, 4, which is butane, and we have 2 chlorides and 1 bromo, and we could start from the right because it gets the lowest positions. If we start from the left, we only get 2, 3, 4, which is higher. We do not want that, and we have to do alphabetically. So bromo goes first, and then the chlorides. So its name gets the the third position for bromo. It starts first, and then 1, 2 for chloride. So the name is 3 dash bromo dash 1 comma 2 dash dichloro, because there's 2 of them, and the final one is butane. And so that is all the names for the molecules.